forget
to like and to subscribe to Cholo Caregiver.
My beautiful mother,
Good morning.
got you some steak and eggs and chili beans.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then
Looks good.
here's your water for your coffee, because I know you need your coffee.
Yes, I do.
You
Every morning.
can't go without coffee.
Nope. Everybody drinks coffee.
Not everybody drinks coffee.
Well, you don't because you stop, but everybody else does. I know they do. At least the majority of them.
How many scoops you do?
One. And we're eating chili beans we made the other day.
And you don't like oak, so I always have to
Do the what?
make it like that with no yolk. Gotta see how it tastes before we let you go.
They still taste good.
Of course, they're not gonna change. I wanna touch on Dad, because
What about that?
it's his birthday this month, so
Yeah.
I wanted to know. I want to know about the time when you guys got married. You guys got married here in Vegas,
Yeah.
so tell me about that day.
Well, I thought we were coming to gamble, and it turned out they knew we were getting married, but I didn't know what we were getting married. And then, so I didn't bring no clothes to get married on. I got married on a red pantsuit, and the chapel where we got married sent it a limousine, and Dad said, "Come on, we're going to the casino." And I said, "All right." So I kissed you, and Roseanne kissed Joseph, and we left you with the babysitters and with a babysitter, and then we took off I thought to gamble, but we ended up at a chapel, and I said, "What are we doing here?" And he said, "Surprise, we're getting married." And I said, "Oh my God." I wasn't prepared.
And who was it? It was just
Uncle Tony, Roseanne, me, and your dad. He was a nice one too.
and from there you guys went to go gamble, or
From there, they gave us a bottle of champagne, champagne, and they gave us a package to take home of stuff, and they gave us a thing for a room, but we already had rented the room for the weekend, so Dad gave it to some guy and some lady that were there, the room thing. Voucher, and then we went and gambled. We had lunch, and then we went and gambled, and we stayed gambling
how long were you guys together before you got married?
7 years.
And then you guys got married?
Yeah, I had to make sure that's what I wanted.
But being married, it wasn't no different, don't you think? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know, it got us closer together once we got married. I mean, I wasn't afraid anymore. I felt,
Because their last relationship.
yeah, and things turned out pretty good.
So I want to touch on now is when I got out of prison, after doing 8 years, I got out and he was in the hospital. What happened that he was in the hospital when I got out of prison?
He collapsed at the Edgewater, and they took him to the hospital. They put him on a ventilator. They didn't know what was going on. And then all of a sudden, he started waking up, and he got a little stronger, and we took him to Kingman. We were in Laughlin at the time, seeing my sister and her husband, and then they put him in our rehab so he could start learning how to walk again and talk. And when you got home, we went to the rehab, and he saw you, and all of a sudden he just started building up and building up and building up, and we were able to take him home. And then 8 months later, he got sick again, and there was nothing they could do for him.
So I did 8 years and I got to spend 8 months with them.
Yeah. And he said he wasn't going till he saw you, and he kept his word.
And in those 8 months, what transpired with them? Like, he stopped drinking, and it seemed like he got worse when he stopped drinking.
Yeah. He was like, I mean, it was okay. He felt okay, but his health, for some reason, didn't adjust to him being without the liquor, and so
He would sleep a lot.
yeah, he would sleep a lot. He would fall asleep watching TV, and Tony would come over and talk to him, and he'd fall asleep on my brother. And then one day he just said, Michael, I came over from New Mexico to visit, and he asked Michael for a piece of his roll, cinnamon roll, and a cigarette, and we were all surprised because he didn't smoke. So he just got the cigarette and he put it in his mouth, but he didn't light it up or nothing. And then afterwards he called my brother in there to the room, and they talked. And then my brother said he wants to talk to you, and I went in there, and he said it's time for me to go to the hospital. So I took him, and that was it. They couldn't do nothing.
I'm just thankful I got to finally have a talk with them, because growing up, all my brothers called him Leroy because, they had a different dad, and we went for a walk, and I told him, you know what, you've earned this title, you know what I mean? I'm gonna start calling you dad, because I called him Leroy because of my brothers. And he tells me, because he did some time in prison too, he says, I like Pops. So I said, okay, I'm gonna call you Pops then, Pops. And I started calling him Pops, you know what I mean? And that's why to me, you should always, whatever disagreements or whatever you have with your parents, always have that talk, showing them that you love them, and vice versa. And because once they're gone, you don't want to ever have it eat at your conscience. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Have a clear conscience. That goes for everybody that doesn't have a good relationship with their parents.
And even before he died, he said he loved all of you guys.
Good.
So,
But with that, we remember you, Pops.
yeah.
Deuces.
Deuces, everybody.
with the teary-eyed deuces.
Deuces.
All right, Mom, I love you.
Love you.